My first introduction to the Ninjago community was about 8 years ago. One of my close friends invited me to a hangout group with around 70 other Ninjago fans, and what I witnessed was crazy. When I first joined the group, I was expecting to be nerding out about Ninjago, but instead I witnessed young individuals arguing about what ninja was their favorite and people shipping characters together. It was also quite funny seeing people getting upset over the dumbest things. So here's how some of the conversations went. So who's your favorite ninja? Jay. Are you kidding me? Jay is so ugly. Kai is so much hotter, which means he's better. But Jay is funny, so he's hotter. If you didn't lose brain cells after that conversation, then you're probably one of the individuals. After weeks of dealing with low IQ conversations, I stopped engaging with the chat, when all of a sudden, I received a message. Hey, hi, are you hot? Now let's take a look to how I looked 8 years ago. So the answer is no. I swear I've grown up as an adult though. Since a female had hit me up and asked me if I was hot and I looked like this, well, I had to be witty. I replied, "It's hot in here, I need a fan." No, serious, are you hot? Yeah, it's like 80 degrees in here. And then the conversation ended. Who knew I was so hot the ladies couldn't handle me? So she left. Ninjago might have one of the most dedicated fan bases. In 2011, the Asian-oriented theme debuted following Sensei Wu and 4 ninjas: Master of Fire Kai, Master of Ice Zane, Master of Lightning Jay, and Master of Earth Cole. In the battle of good versus evil, Sensei Wu forced teenagers to battle skeletons, collect the 4 elemental weapons, and defeat Wu's evil psychotic brother, Garmadon. Unfortunately, they failed and Garmadon vanished through a portal. The following season, Garmadon's fatherless son, Lloyd, robs a village of candy, and unlike the man in the van, Lloyd will come to you and steal your candy. To raise his street cred, Lloyd releases the Serpentine, just to get backstabbed. They say, never trust a snake. Skip ahead, Lloyd becomes a green ninja, and I forgot the rest. Then there's a battle between Lloyd and the Overlord, and then it's over. Like the ending of the battle, Ninjago was coming to an end, but this man made a mistake, changing the fate of Ninjago. Kevin Hinkle is the former community manager at LEGO. At LEGO Convention Brick Cascade, during a live Q&A, Kevin Hinkle revealed that Ninjago was coming to an end. While Kevin nonchalantly talked about the end of Ninjago, he expected fans to understand Ninjago was considered a Big Bang theme, which means the theme was supposed to last 2 or 3 years, with Legends of Chima being its replacement. LEGO fans at the convention shared the news with massive YouTubers The Brick Show and some average-sized blogs, and the news blew up. LEGO received hundreds of thousands of phone calls a day from Ninjago fans and their parents. In a panic, LEGO called a meeting. They brought in designers, graphic designers, team leads, and anyone they could find to work on reviving Ninjago. And that's when they dropped the rebooted line, which followed army of tin cans fighting the ninjas over the Techno Blades. The next season, the ninjas and the Elemental Masters are shipped off to an island and forced to duel each other over the promise of a staff with unlimited power. Sensei Wu is great when it comes to giving his students false hope. Young student Moro was taken under Sensei's wing to be trained to become the Green Ninja, but due to his hot-headed attitude, Sensei Wu didn't believe he was ready. Moro, to prove himself to Sensei Wu, ends up getting turned into a ghost. To seek revenge, Moro ends up possessing people and objects. Moro might be the most deadly villain in Ninjago's history. He ends up releasing the Preeminent from the Cursed Realm, which almost ends up destroying Ninjago. The next season is a joke. Chen's right-hand man Klaus releases a genie named Natakan, and he ends up releasing his own pirate crew to wreak chaos on Ninjago. But no one cares. What we care about is the love triangle in this season. Jay's in love with Nia, Cole is in love with Nia, and Nia's in love with both of the guys. Basically, Jay and Nia are a thing, but Cole wants to pipe Nia and has no issue stealing his friend's girl. This video wasn't meant to be a Ninjago history recap, but honestly, I went through all of that just to talk about how Cole wanted to pipe Nia. Now let's get back on track to the main point of this video. A cult is defined as a system of religious veneration and devotion directed towards a particular figure or object. I would compare the Ninjago community to the Bionicle community. Both have strong fan bases who fully emerge in its lore. They become the character, which can be scary. In my experience with the Ninjago community, I've seen their mildly disturbing side, where the fan base has become one with Ninjago. In my past, I've made videos criticizing Ninjago sets, and instead of being able to freely voice my opinions, I've gotten comments like, "You're going after my childhood. If it wasn't for Ninjago, I would have nothing or be nothing." And that's where the issue lies. I think a lot of people in the Ninjago community believes the ninjas are family or that they are them. They've fallen in love with the storyline, the characters, and have taken a journey with them through the ups and downs. There's an emotional connection. I have to admit, myself, in the past, I've been emotionally connected to Ninjago. I remember watching Zane sacrifice his life to protect his friends, and till this day, if I watch the scene, I find myself tearing up. Knowing a man that would lay down his life for his friends shows his selflessness. I don't blame the fanbase for falling in love with the story, as it plays with your emotions. There's joy, sadness, anger, and with the range of emotions, sometimes something as little as a Lego story following ninjas unlocking their true potential can make a huge impact. The issue lies when delusion sets in. I've seen people in the Ninjago community attack each other over the simplest things, like who's the greatest ninja or how a storyline and its plot holes should be perceived. The Lego community might be an uplifting place, for the most part, but there's drama. In the Lego Ninjago community, if you have a negative opinion towards any aspect of it, you become a target. While doing research for this video, I watched a lot of Ninjago rant videos. 1, to see different perspectives, and 2, to see the backlash received for having an opposing opinion. I recently watched a very informative video by user Soulbrick Studios. I felt like in his video he was quite fair for his reasons for not liking certain aspects of Ninjago. Some of his reasons consisted of him not liking how Lord Garmadon keeps randomly returning, and the frequent jumping from villain to villain. The shipping of certain characters, which for me I think is weird, is something that's big in the Ninjago community. I was recently informed that some individuals in the community were shipping themselves with snakes. I mean, I have no idea how to feel about that. I mean, if you want to slither around the sheets with Pythor P. Chumsworth, be my guest, it's 2022. If you think that's weird, there's artwork Ninjago characters. Ever want to see your favorite Ninjago characters reimagined as humans shirtless on a beach? We got it, but there's more. Ever fantasized about Nia? No, I hope not, but there's people out there who Nia is their dream girl. Artist Yellowray drew this drawing. The bio is stated as saying, I can draw girls and Nia is so badass, I love her. Yo, Nia's looking pretty. How is this a thing? Why are people Lego figures? I've never looked at a minifigure and thought to myself, damn, that's one hot minifigure. I wonder how I can it. But that's some of the Ninjago community. To say the Ninjago community isn't strong, that would be an understatement. The community literally brought back a theme that was discontinued, which is impressive. The community is so passionate that a few individuals behind Ninjago have had to deal with constant pestering. Tommy Andreasen is a prominent figure behind creating the Ninjago TV show. He's also known for blocking Ninjago fans on social media. I've seen tons of comments from Ninjago fans wondering why Tommy Andreasen has blocked them, and I feel like the answer is clear. Now let's change the direction of this video. Recently, thanks to reliable source Promo Bricks, the Season 16 sets are rumored to do something with an endgame, which have Ninjago fans in disarray. Is Ninjago being discontinued, or is it getting a soft reboot? Time will tell, but I think it's time to end Ninjago. Don't get me wrong, I like the Ninjago sets, but it's been 11 years now, and the story is getting repetitive. I think it'd be better if Ninjago would end on a high note before destroying something that is beloved in the Lego space. But knowing the Ninjago community, if Ninjago ends, it's gonna be a full-on bloodbath.